Hello, Leonie here. I just want to tell you a little bit about my life and my work. From a very early age, I knew that I was going to be working in the caring professions. When I was about 6 years old, I developed a serious illness, something that the doctors really couldn't work out. I remember hearing my mum on the phone saying, "She's slipping away. The doctor thinks she has leukemia and we'll have to take her to the Children's Hospital in Melbourne." Not long after, it was discovered that I had sepsis coming from an abscess in my tooth, and I was able to be treated with antibiotics and recovered. I remember also as a child being very, very lonely. I lived on the farm, which was 30 kilometres from the major city where all my friends were, and I was the middle child of three, and my sister was an avid reader, so she was always had her head in books, and my brother was younger, and he was always out kicking the footy or with mates or on the tractor. So I had a lot of idle time. I spent many of those days, as I was younger, on the banks of the irrigation channel. There was this amazing, enormous weeping willow tree. I used to sit under and dangle my feet in the water, contemplating life. I remember thinking, what am I here for? And one day, I distinctly heard in the whisper of the breeze that I was going to help a lot of people, that my destiny was to help people. And I remember being puzzled about that. But it was a natural progression for me after I graduated from high school to go to nursing training. I did work for 6 months in an office as a Girl Friday, as they were called in those days. But all along, I knew that I was going to be joining a nursing school. I can remember absolutely loving my work. I trained at a big training hospital in Melbourne, St Vincent's, and I remember feeling guilty accepting my pay. It was $50 a week at that stage, but my sister was at teaching college and she wasn't getting anywhere near that. I think she was on a scholarship getting a quarter of that. Anyway, I absolutely loved every day of my nursing, well, my clinical nursing, not so much my study. I found that really difficult. Most of our lectures were dictated and my memory wasn't always the best. So after graduating, I worked as a staff nurse in a neurosurgical unit, which I absolutely loved. It was just amazing seeing people come in comas and after surgery walking out. That was really good. And then I worked in the renal unit, and that was also quite the resurrection experience, with people being very, very sick and after dialysis, being able to function again. Following that, I enrolled in a midwifery course, and I found that just amazing. And so for the next 50 years, between having my own babies, I worked part-time, sometimes full-time, in nursing or midwifery. And that was some of the happiest days of my life. Having been a Caesar mum myself, I was really drawn to working with women after caesarean birth and during caesarean birth. I was always happy to volunteer to go to theatre for a Caesar. I realised firsthand just how difficult it can be in that recovery period after caesarean birth. And so one of the things that I did was I created a wound splint to protect the stitches during sudden movements, coughing, sneezing, and laughing. And I just really wanted to be able to highlight the importance of supporting the wound for added comfort. That led to an expo in London where I was invited to exhibit my wound splint as in the innovation category. And it was there I met a fellow midwife from the UK who was equally passionate about better care for women after caesarean birth. So we set about putting together a C-section recovery manual. And we wrote that during the COVID years. And it was released in 2022. We are really thrilled with that book. It comes in 3 parts. There's 12 chapters of knowledge, and then there's a section for maternal journaling, and then we have 6 days of day planners just to help and remind women of the course in recovery and things to be mindful for. And there was also a scar tracker to keep an eye on the healing so that women can pick up any early warning signs and get prompt treatment. So that's really been the motivator for my business, Caesar Care, and my charity work. In 2005, after studying spirituality in healthcare, I travelled to the States to attend conferences on pastoral healthcare, spirituality in healthcare, and I was encouraged to set up our own charity in Australia, which I did on January the 5th in 2005. And I'm so thrilled to say that it's still running today. And we have 3 signature items and programs that we run through Pastoral Healthcare Network. And our goal is to reach out to people who are suffering illness, grief, loss, or loneliness. And what we do is we have a team of volunteers who knit these beautiful comfort shawls. And we package them with a little prayer and we give them to people who just need a hug in hard times. And the other thing we make are little stuffed felt pocket hearts that we give to people to hold and squeeze in hard times. And that comes with a little verse as well. And the final thing that we do in our outreach, in our charity work, is to provide pamper days, where we offer hand massage, foot massage, Bowen therapy, music, high tea, and a little health chat about something to care for themselves. So, in a nutshell, this is my reason for being, I believe, and I am thrilled to be able to share the fruit of my 50 years of caring and sharing and nursing and midwifery. So I hope you find something of help on my website. In more recent years, I've branched into counselling and psychotherapy with a focus on spirituality in healthcare. So I look forward to working with you, and thank you for watching.